Ladies and gentlemen, it is Like Crypto here, and today we're going to be talking about the big market crash and how we are going to be profiting from it. So, yesterday we had the largest liquidation event in crypto history. 9 billion were liquidated yesterday. This was larger than the FTX crash, this was larger than COVID. It was a big event. Some coins like Atom basically went from into 1 cent on one of these exchanges, and basically, well, the people who bought that dip, well, probably became millionaires essentially. So there were these huge crashes on some of these coins. Like Sui also had a pretty massive drop there, so kudos to the people who bought that dip. And then we had I think Aptos also had a significant crash. So there were a couple of coins that bled really, really badly throughout this event. And this was all due to the fact that Trump was talking about China tariff that would be essentially 130%. But if you really pay attention to the politics and, Trump's rhetoric, like a lot of it is just banter. It's just like bit of market manipulation, and he's really not going to be doing anything. It's a lot of talk, his whole like term so far. I think the only thing that he has really delivered on is like the border control and immigration, I guess. But all the other things that he was promising has not been done. And I think a lot of the base is obviously mad at him. And well, a lot of the people are not going to be very fond of these tariffs either. But, it's kind of necessary. And obviously, there are some insiders who are obviously benefiting from this because they kind of know what Trump is going to be talking about and what Trump is doing. They might be directly advising them. And this should be basically illegal. And there was one thing we're going to be focusing on how we're going to be benefiting here is that there was a story about basically a guy who seems to be an insider. I mean, all the indications, like, seem to indicate that he is. And he basically has a short on ETH and BTC with size, like we're talking about 9-figure positions over here. 24 hours later, Trump threatens massive tariffs on China, blah, blah, blah. And same Hale just starts to buy, yes, also on shares on pardoning ZZ on Polymarket. And this is allegedly, guys. So obviously, you can do these verifications yourself. I'm going to be showing you the accounts and everything. And weeks later, Trump drops the news, possibly pardoning ZZ. And now we're kind of speculating on, will ZZ actually be pardoned? Does this person actually have, a lot of insider information? And we have to understand that this is a person that has $38,000 on this position. So I'm pretty convicted on right now on this whole, situation as of right now. He has only been basically buying, and he has also been selling a bit, which kind of shows that there's maybe a lack of conviction over here what he's going to be doing. But he has sold very small amount of shares here. Still has a massive amounts of and he bought back again here. So he bought 1,000 shares and maybe sold like what, like 600 tops. So currently it's sitting at 44%. I'm actually like going to be doing it just on live. And right now we'd be getting basically doubling my money, a bit more than that. And I'm going to be basically doing the purchase because I believe that this is going to be the real deal. And, that's going to be, I'm going to be believing the rumors, guys. So that's like one of the things you have to kind of like pay attention to when these events happen. There's insiders. And if you find these insiders and their wallets and stuff like that, you can actually copy trade their moves. Especially people who are close to Trump, they're going to be your money lead this run because it's just kind of like with the I don't remember Nancy Pelosi with the Nvidia and stuff like that. Like you have to kind of pay attention to these stuff. There's also something that he has not betted on is also this another bet, and I'm gonna put this one at if I put $16 or $17, I'm gonna make $100 currently on this. But this is by October 31st, so that is in few weeks. So I'm going to be buying yes for this, but I might be closing my position and seeing basically where it goes to. Okay, this side doesn't want to. And remember, guys, Polymarket is currently, the airdrop has been basically confirmed. We have an actual talk about the token coming out. So it's a pretty good bet to now to do trading over here. And if anything of this research basically yields to be true, then we're going to be making some significant gains over here um, to profit. Now, obviously, poly market is just like one part of the pie. Also, a quick plug to the sponsor of this video, the BTCC exchange. And in case you don't want to do the leverage trading on actual dexes, you also can do it on a centralized exchange like BTCC. And they got a couple of futures trade predictions right now going on. 200K loss coverage to get you started. That's pretty good. And there are some bonuses that you can get, like 30 USDT, which you can throw immediately into actually into the leverage trading. So if you want to do futures for a lot of popular coins, BTC, ETH, and a 500x, XRP, pump, whatever, there's a lot of options in the BTCC exchange, and you can find my link down below in the description in case you want to try it out. Hi. Thanks. There's obviously the thing I really wanted to talk about in this video is obviously what's going to happen on Monday. Right now, recording this video on Saturday evening, and the stock trade markets are going to be opening on Monday, and those are going to be a bit more greener, and that's going to be positively correlating into crypto as well. So crypto is not it's not following the stocks because the stocks are obviously not trading on the weekends. So once Monday hits, we're going to have green candles. We're talking about maybe I'm not like, this is just going to be a hunch, maybe 3-4% up, maybe 2.5-3%. So it's going to be more positive. And now it's like we are not at the total. The total bottom was over here or something like that, but we have still the opportunities to start longs right now, today, or in Sunday. And I think obviously use stop loss and everything like that. And there's so many airdrops going on with these perpetual dexes right now. And I think this is like a really easy long position that we can do. Obviously, Trump could increase the China rhetoric if he wanted to throughout this weekend, which may happen or may not happen. But I don't think what he possibly is, if this is going to be changing his position from 130% to 200%, is that going to be causing another crash? I don't think so. I don't think you can do like this type of manipulation twice and have the same amount of impact. So I think he's probably not going to be saying anything, and the market's going to be chilling out on Monday a bit. And this was like, a lot of people are also talking about that this was pretty much like a final shakeout, and this is going to be like a form of I think he's this person that basically reported on this story here. And this is what Murat said 19 hours ago. It's extremely bullish. We flushed out all the weak hands and all the leverage. The road to new all-time highs and insane parabolas begins now. So that was perhaps maybe I'm also buying into this idea that this was basically the last shakeout, the last moment when we were going to have all the weekends have been now flushed out, and now we're going to be transitioning into the final phase of the bull market, and we're going to be going into the actual highs. And that's kind of what I'm seeing in that. This is kind of like the final shakeout. The next one is going to be the actual crash, and that's going to be after the the peak of this cycle, in my opinion. The time frame is hard to say. Could be, we are pretty far into the year already, so could be the end, could be in December. A lot of people are believing January, February, so there's a lot of room. But the ones that I really recommend are Base One. We also have Backpack. There's another place basically, and you can earn APYs on all the collateral in these platforms. I don't know if people had positions on Hyperliquid liquidity providers. Did they lose money on there or not because of these shakeouts? There were a lot of liquidations, obviously, and there's going to be some pain happening probably throughout the Sunday still. But after Monday kicks in on Americas, I think we're going to be seeing a bit more greener candles. I'm not saying that we're going to go up 20%, but we're going to be seeing a gradual, going up. So I expect to basically a lot of people to open up long positions right now. Not financial advice. But that basically wraps up my video today. We're going to have more airdrop stuff coming out and a couple of other reviews lined up on the channel. But until then, I will see you guys later on the next video.